welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the, well, not welcome back, well, welcome back to the reviews, but welcome to the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special Review. I call it spoiler heavy because it's a 44 minutes long special. You can spoil stuff, but it's more of just a nice, fun, heartwarming story. So I want to get a little bit in depth and talk about the niggly little bits and the fun little bits. And we'll talk more as well when the Entertainment News podcast goes up on Sunday. So, but I'm going to let you know that we're going to talk spoilers, even though you can't really spoil out. Today at, well, UK time, 8 o'clock this morning, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special dropped on Disney+. Now visuals, I'll be completely honest, I bawled my little eyes out purely because it was sweet and soft and soppy and but it was fun and amazing. And a lot of moments really did get you in the heart dick. I don't know what a heart dick is, but in that bit right there, you're like, fuck, that's hard to take because it's so beautiful. But it was so fun and so amazing. It was nice to take a break from our regular MCU, but still stay inside our MCU and just have a little bit of fun. We know that there's going to be some hard and heavy and gritty and nitty shit still to come down the line with Kang and whatever else is going on. So it was nice to just sit back and have a fun, wacky little adventure with the Guardians of the Galaxy, with James Gunn being James Gunn, and he is just amazing at doing his shit. To be fair, actually, it's more of a Drax and Mantis story as it is a Guardian story. The whole plot is we get introduced to this little animated little short scene of Star-Lord and I can't remember his fucking name now. Kraglin. Just have to fucking Google that shit. It's doing my head. What's the fucking name again? It's Kraglin. But it starts off with a nice little story. Well, a bit of a heartbreaking story that turns into a fun story involving Kraglin and Peter talking about Christmas and you know, they're trying to do their own little mini celebrations. They've got their own little tree, presents together and whatnot. Steps Yondu, good eye, beautiful bastard, and love you Yondu. In walks him, who basically just tears it all down, smashes the tree, says get rid of all this stuff by the time we get back. I won't be happy if you talk about it anymore. And then we get into the actual live action stuff, this particular story itself, and it's all about Drax and Mantis trying to cheer up Star-Lord. You know, they've bought nowhere. They're all controlling it and taking, or they've took it over. They're trying to run it, get it all up to back up to scratch and run it all functionally run it all. Nebula's there. Cosmo's there. Fucking love Cosmo. Rocket, a bigger, much more hench Groot. He's still not an adult yet. He's still not regular Groot, but he's looking jacked. The whole gang are back, but then Mantis and Drax come up with this plan to cheer up Star-Lord because he's down about, you know, Gamora's still not there. Maybe he's a little bit homesick in this. He hears a Christmas song from this band, a great intro because Guardians is obviously known for its music and whatnot. We get this fun Christmas jangle. Somebody let me know in the comments below. Is this a new song for the film? Because it was actually a proper jam. And I was talking to the boys at work the other day, and I said I don't like Christmas songs because you can't listen to them all year round. But this would be a Christmas song that I do love. Yeah, you're not Cosmo. When Cosmo barked, Optimus did get a bit like, who the fuck's that? And the whole point is, Drax and Nebula, as you chew my thumb, I'll carry on reviewing. Look at the state of that. Is that some weird, saggy Godzilla shit? You're like a baby now, sucking the thumb. They're like, oh, do you know what? Star-Lord loves a hero from Earth called Kevin Bacon, which we've heard this joke before a few times. Let's go steal him for Peter for Christmas, and that's the whole story. Drax and everybody coming to Earth, getting Kevin Bacon so they can bring him to nowhere to give him to Star-Lord. And as you can just sort of barged his way up. As you can imagine, when Drax and Nebula get to Earth, some funny, goofy, wacky shenanigans happen because obviously they don't know how to interact and do the most normal of stuff as it is anyway. But when they get to Earth, when there's stuff where you can't, you know, just destroy shit or grab people or, you know, kidnap or human trafficking, as Peter Quill calls it, they don't understand this. There's a moment where they're outside that famous, I can't remember what it's called now in Hollywood, where there's people dressed up as iconic and famous characters, and they're all like, hey, look, it's you and you. And loads of people start taking pictures and giving them loads of money. They've got loads of money. End up at a bar. And as well, we had the likes of Ant-Man cosplayer there, Captain America cosplayer there, and Mantis like, oh, Steve, and she hugs him and he runs off terrified. They're like, why is Steve running off? And they haven't got a clue, which is quite funny. And as well, I can't remember the Indian lad's name from Eternals. There is a billboard with his face on the back. We know that he's a famous actor inside of the MCU world because even though he's an Eternal, he spent his life in, you know, doing Bollywood films and stuff. They get to a bar, spend all their money, they get drunk. There's a funny moment where they take these shots of whatever it is. There's a guy that kind of hits on Drax, and Drax is like, no, dancing's for cowards or the pathetic people or whatever. But then they're like, okay, shut. And it's like, yes, more drinks and stuff. They're outside, they've run out of money, they've got no way of finding Kevin Bacon. Then somebody's like, oh, yeah, I could, look at Kevin Bacon. Here's a map of the stars of Hollywood. Amanda's like, oh, thank you. She's like, that'll be $40. And she's like, got no money. But then she uses her powers to say, just give us it for free and give us all your money. Get to Kevin Bacon's house. He's like, oh, they knock on the door. Kevin Bacon. They're like, yeah, no, guys, not me. Well, it is me. Not tonight, guys. But then they eventually find their way in. They sneak in. Some funny things happen in the entranceway of Kevin Bacon's house. There's a lit up Christmas decoration of an Alfred Drax. Like, I want the funny little man. Fucking beautiful the way that Dave Bautista, as much as we say RDJ born to play Tony Stark, Chris Evans born to play Captain America, Dave Bautista born to be Drax. This is a version of Drax before we got Guardians that I didn't know we needed or we should get. But this is just one of the best things we've ever to get out of the MCU. I'm so sad that it's eventually going to come to an end for Drax. I think Guyz is free his last role as Drax, which sucks. But, oh boy, is he good in this. Well, everybody's good. Mantis is great in this. But yeah, they get Kevin Bacon. Eventually we have some interactions with the police. They chase Kevin Bacon around the house. Mantis at one point looks like, when you watch a possession film and they're like running across the walls and that. Mantis does shit like that. You can understand why Kevin Bacon would be running away. Police come, the Mantis and Drax with her powers and him just being super badass. He's getting shot at and he's going, oh, that tickles. What a fucking lunatic. They manage to get back to Earth, nowhere. And they do this really beautiful, heartwarming moment where they set up the whole of nowhere with Christmas lights and that. And a different, you got Groot looking through the window waiting for Peter's reaction. There's some music playing and Peter's like, what the fuck? Groot's like, what the hell? Goes out. Whole place lights up. Present gets revealed. It's Kevin Bacon. Star-Lord's like, oh my God, that's a real blah, blah, blah person. You can't do that. That's human trafficking. Disagrees for a while. Get Kevin Bacon on his way back home. As him and Kraglin are about to leave, he explains to Kevin Bacon why he's such a hero to Star-Lord. You're the Star-Lord's, you're Peter's hero, and it was you that taught him to be a hero, and he literally saved the universe. You saved this town with a dance off, he saved the universe with a dance off and whatnot. Kevin Bacon sort of empathizes and realizes, hang on a sec, this might all be a bit strange, but there's something sweet and innocent going on here. He then comes back, puts a performance on for Chris Pratt. They all have a good time. Mantis and Star-Lord have a nice little embrace moment where she reveals to him that they're brother and sister, because they're both the kids of Ego, the living planet. And happy ever after. There's an exchanging of gifts as well. There is also a cutscene. The cutscene's Cosmo and Rocket dressed in Groot up as the tree, and he's like, oh. And then Rocket's like, okay, we're going to have to do another Christmas special now, aren't we? But there's a beautiful moment which made me absolutely lose my mind. There's actually two. Rocket's given a present, and it's in a big long box. And if any of you out there that don't just watch it casually, like the hidden references and the fun little teasers and stuff. Straight away you go, I know what that present is. Box opens, it's Bucky's arm, and Rocket's like, Bucky's arm. I was in hysterics. He's finally got Bucky's arm because how much he wanted it. And another moment is Star-Lord gives Groot a Game Boy, an OG Game Boy, and Groot does this little sort of face. And I'm like, I can relate to you there, mate. I remember my first ever Game Boy being like, and I had the same reaction. It's fucking beautiful. A fun little bit of weird continuity break, is that the right word? I don't know, I'm a fucking idiot. Is Groot gives everybody presents and they're scenes from the film. So like Drax gets one, I think it's of them when they're hopping the gardens chasing after Kevin Bacon. But Kraglin gets one, and he made a little scene for Kraglin of Kraglin open the present of him opening the present. So it's basically this little bit of a display with a Kraglin on it opening the present, like one of them Russian nesting dolls. It was kind of like that, and it was fucking hilarious because you're like, that, what the fuck, that's just brilliant. So there's the very, very sweet moments in that. I'm not doing it just enough with how heartwarming and emotional and amazing that the scenes get. Kevin Bacon was great in this, and I think as well, if I heard it correctly, this was the first time somebody played themselves inside of the MCU. So Kevin Bacon playing Kevin Bacon, thus confirming the MCU is inside of, this Earth and whatnot, our existence. It's like, me and you now, there's Guardians here, everywhere, whatnot. So I think that's pretty much what it confirmed. Honestly, overall, it was amazing. I love the fact now that, definitely to me, but some other people out there, we all have our own Christmas traditions and our holiday. You know, we've got to watch this, we've got to do this, blah, blah, blah. This will now become one of my yearly traditions. I will watch this holiday special every year without a shadow of a doubt. It's not even December yet, but I will 110% be watching this every year because fuck me, it was just, it was so funny and it was so heartwarming, it was so endearing. And to be fair, it's given us a nice little, it's watered the palate a little bit for the next Guardians installment because I can't wait to get to our, well, potentially our last hurrah with these characters. At least Drax and, we're assuming what we can tell and what we've been told is Drax and Rocket. And I can't wait to, find Gamora and see how that all plays out and whatnot. So it was absolutely amazing. Massive 10 out of 10. Absolutely beautiful. The visuals, that was my spoiler-heavy review for Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special up on Disney Plus now. Please go check it out at your earliest convenience, and we will not commandeer. We will meet up in the comments below. There's a fancier word for meet up, and I don't know what it is, and we'll discuss it, do's and don'ts and likes and whatnot. But I cannot find a single flaw with this. It's not something that we got to be critiqued. It was just so much fun and fucking heartwarming, and a nice way for us to get a nice little bite-sized bit of the MCU after Black Panther going forward. We're gonna have a little bit of our MCU intake, however you want to ingest it. Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this review, please wabooski and let me know in the comments below anything you want to let me know about my stupid face and visuals. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are literally the best. Always keep being you and keep on keeping it. Oh, and a fun little thing as well. They mentioned Bruce Wayne and Batman in it. That shit had me in hysterics because I was like, different universe. But I guess inside this universe, they might be like comic books of DC characters, and so you never know. Yeah, sorry, keep being you and keep on keeping out.